state of the franchise for the New England Patriots. Now, New England went 10-7. They lost in the wildcard round to the Buffalo Bills. But this overall was, in my opinion, a pretty successful season for the Patriots. And when you look at Bill Belichick, Bill Belichick kind of went into the past season with a little bit to prove. We all consider Bill Belichick to be the greatest head coach in NFL history. But some people out there were kind of doubting, Bill Belichick's ability to still be able to coach a team and get a team to the playoffs without Tom Brady. So they bring in Mac Jones, and I don't really know how many people expected to see Mac Jones play year one as a rookie. Now, I wasn't that surprised, but it did catch me a little bit off guard because Bill Belichick is a coach who doesn't really like to start a lot of rookies. He tends to favor his veteran players. So the fact that Mac Jones won the starting job kind of was an indicator that, hey, this guy probably was going to have a really good rookie season. If you guys have been following the podcast all the way back to last year, I was clamoring at the fence that Mac Jones was going to have the best career and the best rookie season out of all the quarterbacks coming out in his respective draft class. And that came to fruition. He had a better rookie season than pretty much everybody who he was drafted in the same round as. And on top of that, he made it to the Pro Bowl as a rookie. And the Patriots, honestly, even if they improve the wide receiver position, because there are some people out there, like my guy Juice Alert, who thinks that the Patriots need to bring in some more dynamic wide receivers to improve the pass attack, which I can definitely understand. When you have a dominant wide receiver on the outside, it definitely can help in the development of a young quarterback. You saw what happened to Josh Allen's career when the Buffalo Bills traded for Stephon Diggs. It completely took Josh Allen to another level, or at least the trade for Stephon Diggs helped Josh Allen take his game to another level. And it's always good to have a reliable option in a passing game for any quarterback, rather you're a rookie or a veteran. Everybody wants to have a go-to number one wide receiver, and you kind of have to wonder if the Patriots are going to try to find that guy this offseason. Nelson Agholor, Kendrick Bourne, Jacoby Myers are definitely nice wide receivers, don't get me wrong, but they're not the number one wide receiver that the Patriots need right now. They need a true number one. If Nelson Agholor is your number one option in the passing game, then you kind of have some issues, okay? Now, I understand that the wide receiver position doesn't run the whole entire offense. They also utilize their tight ends, Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry. I understand that, but there's nothing like having a good, dominant option on the outside at wide receiver, and that's something that, I think the Patriots should look into if they're going to try to elevate into becoming Super Bowl contenders for next season. On top of that, Josh McDaniels was the offensive coordinator that Mac Jones had during his rookie season. He's gone. He's going to be the head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. Who's going to be the next offensive coordinator in New England? The rumors are it's down to Bill O'Brien and Adam Gase. Now, Bill O'Brien spent time on Alabama staff with Nick Saban. As a matter of fact, he was their offensive coordinator for this past college football season. And his play calling was met with a lot of criticism at times, but from watching Bill O'Brien, I don't really think the play calling was that bad. I think it was it had its moments, but when you look at when you have a young quarterback in Mac Jones, stability is really key. For a young quarterback to really develop, you gotta have stability on the coaching staff. And with Josh McDaniels upping and leaving, becoming the head man for the Raiders, you got to kind of wonder how bringing a new offensive coordinator is going to affect Mac Jones' development, and how is the new offensive coordinator going to best build his play calling around Mac Jones' strengths. On top of that, the Patriots need to get younger on defense, because there's no reason why guys like Dante Howard and Jamie Collins should still be playing for New England. Like Bill Belichick is somebody who likes to hold on to veteran players until there ain't no more juice left in them. And it's kind of like, like that one person who always collects everything. They never really throw nothing away. Everything they come across is a collection. Like, they hold on to it longer than what they should. And for Bill Belichick, he has a tendency to hang on to players for a very, very long time. Like, come on, Bill Belichick, man. Like, get a little bit younger when it comes to the linebacker position. That definitely was probably one of the biggest Achilles heels that the New England Patriots had on defense. And while we're on this subject of defense, is Bill Belichick really going to allow J.C. Jackson to walk away for nothing and become a free agent? Now, we know how Bill Belichick and the Patriots are when it comes to contract negotiations. They're pretty firm. They don't often break the bank too often. But you look at how J.C. Jackson performed. He definitely played at a really high level. And he's going to demand a pretty hefty salary. As a matter of fact, if you're New England, are you willing to pay J.C. Jackson the kind of money that he's asking for? Because having a good cornerback is really essential to having a good Bill Belichick caliber defense, because Bill Belichick's defenses have always been predicated mostly on good play in the secondary, and the secondary being able to match up with your wide receivers and blanket those guys and create coverage sacks. So if the Patriots are willing to let J.C. Jackson walk, are they going to bring in, maybe some, cornerbacks that maybe a tier below J.C. Jackson? Or are they going to opt to draft a corner in the upcoming 2022 NFL draft? Like, it's really weird how Bill Belichick really has a knack for letting his best players walk away. And sometimes, he's right when it comes to letting certain players walk away. Certain players leave New England and we don't really hear nothing from them again. Some players leave New England and still become even bigger stars than what they were there before they, left New England. So I'm looking at the Patriots, and right now you have $7 million and some change in cap space. So, not really a lot of cap space to have the kind of free agency that you had last year. However, if you can rework a couple of deals, make a couple of trades and free up a little bit more cap space, that could be enough to go out there and get you, that playmaking wide receiver that you kind of need on the outside, or another cornerback who potentially could replace J.C. Jackson if you opt to let him walk away in free agency. But you guys let me know the state of the franchise for the New England Patriots down in the comment section down below if you are watching this on YouTube.